The title of this excerpt is In the Time of COVID. Yes, a little bit of a nod to Gabriel Garcia Marquez, Nobel Prize winning author of In the Time of Cholera. His tome, a classic, mine not yet. You'll see from the references and bibliography in the book that I believe strongly that the polemics, perspectives, and philosophies from 2,500 years ago still have relevance today. Sun Tzu did not need drone technology, the Internet of Things, let alone the Internet, to distill his theories on war, conflict, and competition. There's a reason he's still quoted today in reference to the military, to business, and to interpersonal relationships. And he wrote The Art of War around 476 BCE. So these ancient lessons and thinkers are not so ancient in their relevance. They are timeless because human connection and human conflict are timeless. But here we are in the greatest technological age in the history of recorded civilization, with some sustained measure of peace for over 75 years. And we still find ourselves threatened by civil unrest and beset by polarization on multiple axes. We're going backward in some ways at the very time we sense and even believe we should be accelerating forward. This is unsettling and a little disorienting. Do you see it? Can you feel it too? Can you feel it? Our friends, neighbors, countrymen on all sides seem to be girding for conflict, and the pitchforks and torches visible in the street are the first sign of this stumbling, unsettling regression to a past we thought we had left behind. If only because that was the past, and this is supposed to be the enlightened future. But look around. Sadly, regression had its debutante ball on January 6th of this year, sadly. This is not entirely COVID's fault. How could it be? The coronavirus's instincts are no different than ours. Survival. And can we fault a virus for just being its true self? No. The virus didn't create this zeitgeist of the early 21st century, but COVID might be shining a really bright light on these centuries-old issues. I admit I'm a little worried, but because I am me, I'm way more hopeful than I am hair-pulling, more hopeful than I am lamenting. The thoughts I'm espousing over the course of my book are not political or polemical in nature. Relax. I'm not trying to pick a fight or troll anyone or be divisive. My thoughts are more universal in nature, and they have stood the test of several pandemics and world wars because my thoughts and opinions are rooted in those ancient thinkers. And I believe they are as relevant today as they've ever been. Fast forward 2,000 years from Sun Tzu, or just 75 years from the end of the Second World War. This quote I'm about to share from the early 20th century could be used to describe the very time in which we find ourselves now in the early 21st century. There are decades when nothing happens, and there are weeks when decades happen. We're living in those weeks now, today. And that will continue at least until COVID is brought to heel. And I'm thinking maybe long after. I say all of this with a hopeful, positive tone. And that tone underlies the entire thesis of my book, which is to ground yourself in principles. Always be learning and give more than you receive. Plato never sounded more relevant today than when he said, "Be kind to everyone you meet, for we're each fighting a hard battle." See you next time. Good luck and good selling.